is enough said.
Happy Wednesday, Heat Nation! Hump Day! Your boy Ernest, one half of the CCW Tag Team Champions, is here, and I am back with another Miami Heat Talk episode. Now, please, guys, before we get started, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because we're pushing to 6,000 subscribers. Now, together, let's go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Man, I love this title. I want to take a moment to say thank you. You guys yesterday were amazing in the comments, congratulating me on this title. It really means a lot. This is a big accomplishment in my career. I've won a lot of championships, but winning this one with a prestigious company like Coastal Championship Wrestling and doing it with one of my best friends, my tag team partner, Ricky Martinez, it just means the world to me. So thank you guys so much for the support. But we talking Miami Heat basketball, you guys. Again, thanks for the support. Now, the Heat do have a game tonight against the Boston Celtics. We're riding high on this beautiful 5-game winning streak. It's put us as the 9th seed in the Eastern Conference. So we're back in it. But you're playing Boston tonight. It's not going to be an easy game. This winning streak might be ruined. Boston has had our number since last year pretty much. And the Boston-Miami Heat rivalry really isn't what it used to be. But still, you get a dub against Boston tonight. That's 6 straight wins. And like I said, a win against Boston gives you momentum going into the play-in tournament. Now, I've said this before. You're in it. There's no tanking out of the play-in this point. Go for it. If you can win, do it. Go for it. I'm all about extending this season if we possibly can. I'm a ride-or-die Miami Heat fan, y'all. So I really appreciate the Heat fighting. Don't stop. Now, before we get to today's topic, you guys know I like to do my little shout out in the comments for the previous videos. Yesterday I did post a video, you guys, and you guys were amazing in the comments congratulating me on the title. But there was one comment that I have to shout out, made me laugh like crazy. It's from our boy Anthony DiNardo. I'm pretty sure all of you that follow this channel know who Anthony DiNardo is. Another Miami Heat channel. One of my favorite Miami Heat channels out there. You got a lot like Tobin, 5 Reasons Sports. You also have smaller channels like myself, like Miami Heat Zone Podcast, Team to Beat Miami Heat Network. But Anthony DiNardo, man, he just makes me laugh. He does it different. My boy, we've done some podcasts together. Need to get you back on the next one, bro. Let's get that together. But I made some comments yesterday about the Miami Heat eras. One of the comments that I made was about Hassan Whiteside's era, talking about how it was, mediocre era, And Anthony DiNardo, Whiteside fan, comes on and he says, "Watch out with the Whiteside slander," with a laughing emoji. And it made me die laughing like crazy. Here's what I'll say, bro. Hassan Whiteside was a beast with the Miami Heat. We knew that he led the NBA in blocks one year, led the NBA in rebounds one year. He played with the Miami Heat from 2015 to 2019. And in those 5 seasons he was with the Heat, 2 playoffs, 1 went to the Eastern Conference Finals without him during injury. The other one that he was healthy with, they lost in the first round in 5 games against Philadelphia. Not really the greatest era, but hey, he was a max player, so I'll give that to you. But the topic of this video that I want to talk about, you guys, I've mentioned it before, but I want to kind of come back to it again. I want to talk about Ja Morant today. Now, I know people are going to be in the comments saying, "Oh my God, another rumor. Oh my God, Ernest, where do you talk about this stuff?" Well, because this might be stuff that can involve the Miami Heat this offseason. Now, I mentioned it yesterday, you guys, but I'll say it again. Brian Scalabrine was recently on a podcast, and he spoke about the fact that this Miami Heat team is looking to make a splash this offseason. For the first time in 15 years, the Miami Heat are going to go into an NBA offseason with cap flexibility. This is the first time that the Miami Heat will be under the luxury cap going into the offseason. And this is hugely important because it gives you flexibility, not only in signing players, but trading for players as well. And this is the first time in a while that the Miami Heat are going to have their full mid-level exception, which is almost $13 million. So you're going to have flexibility in the cap to make some moves. You also have expiring contracts like Duncan Robinson, Terry Rozier, Andrew Wiggins, because he has a player option in his final year. So you also have draft flexibility. You may have 2 first-round draft picks if you don't make the playoffs. If you do make the playoffs, protections are lifted on 2 future first-round draft picks, which are tradable. So the Heat may have flexibility moving in this season. And we've seen that the Memphis Grizzlies with Ja Morant, it's not really been the same that it was back in 2022 when they made the Western Conference Finals, I believe. Was it 2022? Yeah, anyways. But they did make a beautiful run at some point. But since then, it hasn't really been a match made in heaven. Ja Morant's had those problems with, gun usage and personal problems that Memphis looks like it's getting frustrated with. Last night against the Golden State Warriors, he's doing that little gun thing. I mean, it looks like the Memphis culture is not working with Ja. You put Ja Morant in this Miami Heat culture, it's different. And I understand people are talking smack about Miami Heat culture. Jimmy Butler said what he said recently, so people aren't really looking at Miami Heat culture the way it was. But guys, it's not a magical thing. Miami Heat culture is just a way of being. It's a mentality. It's holding yourself accountable. It's everybody that's there holding you accountable for you to be the absolute best that you can be. James Johnson had a renaissance career here. Dion Waiters had a renaissance career here. Multiple players that were undrafted had renaissance careers here. Guys like Udonis Haslem, Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn, Caleb Martin, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, just to name a few. This Miami Heat culture is very different from other teams. You put Ja Morant in this culture, I feel like it's going to work. Now, Memphis hasn't really been doing that great lately, you guys. They've lost 4 straight games. They're down as the 6th seed in the Western Conference, a tight Western Conference. They recently just fired their coach because they believe their assistant coach's system would fit better. And you're seeing other players evolve in that system. Guys like Jaren Jackson and Desmond Bane. So there may not be room for Ja Morant moving forward. And yesterday there was a report that came out from Sports Illustrated stating that the Miami Heat look to be suitors in a Ja Morant trade if he does become available. If Memphis doesn't go far in this playoff run, you guys, they are looking to move Ja Morant this offseason. That's a fact. It's been reported. But I'm going to read you this quote from Sports Illustrated. If Ja Morant is available in trade conversations this summer, Pat Riley and the Miami Heat should rush to the phones. Players for Morant's calibers are franchise cornerstones. He does come with some baggage off the court because of multiple suspensions over the past few seasons. However, Morant could breathe new life into a franchise that is having a disappointing season after moving on from Jimmy Butler. The Miami Heat would have to give up a hefty haul for Ja Morant. Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo should remain safe in negotiations, but they may have to part ways with Rookie of the Year candidate Kel'el Ware, other young guys like Jaime Jaquez Jr. and Nikola Jovic. And future first-round draft picks could also play a factor. Terry Rozier's contract could work best to match Morant's salary, but his trade value has diminished after a disappointing tenure in Miami. Lord knows that's the truth. End quote. Now, Ja Morant, you guys, having a fine season. He's played 46 games so far, not a lot. 22.7 points a game, 7.4 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 1.3 steals. Shooting 45% from the field, 30% from the three-point line, 82% from the field. These numbers can be a lot better. And I believe they could be better with the Miami Heat. He has 3 years left in his contract after this season, making $39.4 million next year. So the question is, what do you give up for Ja Morant? Well, obviously, I named 3 players that can fit numbers-wise. Duncan Robinson, Terry Rozier, or Andrew Wiggins. You can add one of those pieces, whoever Memphis wants. I don't care. Terry Rozier and Duncan Robinson may be best because their contracts are expiring. And I know people would say, why the hell would Memphis do that? Well, if you're trading a guy like Ja Morant, you want to have cap flexibility in the future, especially if you're building around Jaren Jackson and Desmond Bane. Terry Rozier and Duncan Robinson's contracts do that. Andrew Wiggins' contract can do that as well because he has a player option his final season, so he can opt out. But then you're going to have to include young pieces. I would say Jaime Jaquez and Nikola Jovic can be shiny pieces, but we've seen Jaime Jaquez take a dip lately, and Nikola Jovic is injured. Kel'el Ware and Pelle Larsson are shiny pieces also. But should the Miami Heat give up those pieces for a Ja Morant? You've seen Kel'el Ware and Bam Adebayo work together. You've seen Tyler Hero evolve and become an all-star this season. I do not want to include those 3 players in a package. I think this foundation should be centered around Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, and Kel'el Ware. So in my opinion, the best trade package that the Heat can offer, a package surrounding Terry Rozier or Andrew Wiggins, add Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic, maybe throw in Pelle Larson, attach multiple first-round draft picks, potentially 2 to 3, and I think you can get the deal done. The problem is you're going to have competition. Other teams may be vying for Morant, so you may have to include Kel'el Ware in a package. I don't think we should, but I want to hear from you, Heat Nation. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think Miami Heat should go after Ja Morant this offseason if he becomes available? And if so, would you be willing to include a player like Tyler Hero or Kel'el Ware in a package? I say no, but I want to hear from you, Heat Nation. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe as we push the 6,000 subscribers. Thank y'all so much for the support. El Champion is here. And until next time, your boy Ernest out, and that is enough said.